Hey guys, gals, and non-invited in the house, it's your girl Liz, and I wanted to bring you a video that's out of my norm. Of all the other shit that you see on my channel, this is more of a personal one, and after watching Miharu The Fox talk about Spyro the Dragon, it made me think a lot of my childhood. And it all started back in the 90s when I met a kid named Casey. Me and him were inseparable. We did everything together, from sports to wrestling to basically video games, and I never seen a PlayStation or played one at the time. So when I came over to his house and he had a little game named Spyro the Dragon, it blew my mind away of how, graphically superior it was to my original NES that I had since I was a child. I grew up with that to the mid-90s. And same with the Nintendo 64, but just seeing the PlayStation and what it had on it was fantastic. Fast forward a few years after the first game came out, and he got the second one, and we played through that, and it was mind-blowing at the time, being, a young kid. Actually, I was older than him. But seeing those games and then looking back at them now, yeah, they've aged poorly. But there's a certain amount of charm to the Spyro the Dragon games. Then, fast forward a few more years, a year or so, or a few more years, I don't know when, the third game came out, Year of the Dragon, and he played through that, and I watched him play that as well. Fast forward to the several years later, he gets a PS2, gets Sly Cooper, gets Jak and Daxter, gets all these, other platformer games that I've been a huge fan of. We played a lot of Crash Bandicoot, we played a shit ton of Crash Team Racing, which I still have an original copy. That and Crash 2 and 3, none of the Spyro games, sadly. But the thing is that the story does have kind of a sad turn. So if you got this far and don't want to hear it, click off the video. Several years later, when I graduated from high school, and it was several years when I was out of school, I was on my way to an appointment. And my dad gave me the news that my friend Casey sadly passed away. He was only 18 when he graduated high school, and it was devastating. So, you know how anybody would take losing their best friend, and I kind of shut myself in the world. Fast forward several years into the future, and I'm somewhere in my late 20s. The Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy gets announced, and my heart exploded because it brought me back to those early days of, playing Crash Bandicoot with them. And then a few more years later, Spyro Dragon Reignited trilogy was all released, and then Crash Team Racing was re-released. Several games that were part of my childhood that got me into, the more of the platforming genre and adventure collectathon genre was all thanks to Casey. And it's hard to talk about this because it's been several years since my best friend's been gone, but I always go back to those games to relive those memories and just think of all the goofy shit we did when we played those games and all the times we played Crash Team Racing back on the original PlayStation 1. It's one of these things that it's hard to talk about, and I don't write scripts for any of my videos. I don't have any flashy animations or gameplay or this, that, and the other. It's just pure dialogue, and I wanted you guys to know a little bit inside my life. It's not fun. This has been Elizabeth the Snake, signing out. Stay slithery, stay awesome, and most of all, stay safe. See you in the next one.